We'll just go. That's all we'll do. We'll go.
And let me say, Jeff, that was a magnificent cum shot.
Thank you. Do you need a towel?
I mean, no, I'm going to do the show with it.
Going by the target that Tim tattooed, you scored an 85.
That's what it's
there for.
Well,
the chest tattoo.
It's an improvement from last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we got more distance on that one. I was at least 10 feet away.
Well, we kept on moving back every week.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Lawrence Watson Show, episode 12, I believe.
12, we've made it.
Yeah, we've hit the big time, boys. I'm here, as always, with my ever-present sidekicks and co-hosts, John and Jeff Kirk, and Mr. Tim Williams.
Hey.
Welcome, guys.
You know, I get the feeling that, like, every time you introduce us that you're trying to, like, suss out, like, a twin response where you both say hello at the same time.
No, I'm just...
You guys need a catchphrase.
Like, you guys are just easier to introduce as twins.
You mean like, hello?
Hi, how are you?
Good
afternoon. So we
it's
open
John
today
and Jeff with their patented
twin response.
We do the entire show like Sam and Eric from Lord of the Flies.
No, one of us would be the leader. So like I would say something, and then you'll be like, hey, yeah.
Which way did it go, George? Which way?
Like on The Sandlot, where there was the older brother and the younger brother.
Yeah.
And every time the older brother said something, the younger brother would be like, yeah.
The Sultan of Swat. The Sultan of Swat.
Yeah, like that.
So we open up today's show with the sad news of the death of Mean Gene Okerlund, who I know we're all big fans of, except for maybe Tim. I don't know.
I have no idea who that
Tim,
is.
he's a WWF legend.
Yeah.
I'm more of a WWE guy.
That's the same group.
You're not either.
Damn it.
Guy.
Do you remember the bald guy with the mustache wearing a suit, holding a microphone in front of everybody?
We do the promos.
No.
Oh. Well, that was Mean Gene Okerlund.
Yeah, Mean Gene. The best at introductions, the best interviewer. Had some great interviews with the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah!
Including one where Macho Man was clearly high on cocaine.
He was coked up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just Hogan.
Well, I mean, you're dealing with wrestlers in the 80s. I mean,
I'm sure they're all coked up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Did Mean Gene ever ask the Macho Man about how he feels about meat stick products?
I think. It was a very lucrative
Macho
deal.
Man Randy Savage, what is your favorite meat stick product?
Ooh, yeah, you know what? I like Jack Links, but I'm contractually obligated to say Slim Jim.
Or thou board, yeah. Yeah. Chips! Yeah. Gotta have beef.
We still need to do the show where you put on wrestling and you commentate.
The Royal Rumble is January 20th, so.
There we go.
How come on the Slim Jim commercials, they never showed Macho Man Randy Savage with the Slim Jim that comes with the cheese?
Because
I don't think that was out
Those are
yet.
terrible. Those weren't out yet.
Yeah, they weren't. That was the 90s.
Now, I consider myself something of a Slim Jim connoisseur.
Not very many people know this, but Macho Man Randy Savage was lactose intolerant. So
There ain't no milk in a Slim Jim.
no,
cheese,
the cheese
John,
one.
the cheese.
That's why I was there
Oh.
with the cheese one.
I'm not paying it. Edit that out.
No, we're going to leave it in. We're going to leave you being a boob in.
Hey, you edited yourself out last time, but that was actually at John's request. So
I want a polished show. We're professionals, damn it.
Yeah, and that was kind of a racist tirade on Lawrence's part.
It reminds me of I was watching Saturday Night Live on Comedy Central, and this is a while back when they used to play like the
The good ones.
like the '90s, Kevin Nealon and all those shows, and
Yeah.
it was Martin Lawrence was hosting,
Oh,
and I guess he said some bad things on TV when it was originally
about
aired.
It was
because,
about women not cleaning their personal areas.
Well, yeah, but it started out talking about Lorena Bobbitt, that whole thing.
That's come up again in the news, too.
Oh, we have to come
That's
back to that,
We
but I need
will.
to finish.
Yeah.
So, and then it just stopped, and on the screen, because it was a rerun, and it just said, like, after this, Martin Lawrence went into a tirade about women, feminine hygiene and stuff like that. I was like, damn it, I need to see this, but it was the days before
the best
you
part
couldn't
about
just go to YouTube and look it up,
No, the best part about it was they explained exactly what he did. It was like, went into a rant about feminine hygiene. explained that it was a big problem in America, told a few personal stories, and then gave some creative alternatives. So even though they cut, this disclaimer was actually kind of funny.
All right.
And then they banned him from the show.
So I need to know why the Lorena Bobbitt thing is back in the news.
Okay, yeah, it is back in the news. So getting off of Mean Gene Okerlund almost as soon as we got on.
We'll circle back.
We'll go back. Yeah, but they just did Amazon Prime apparently has a documentary coming out now that it's the 25th anniversary of Lorena Bobbitt chopping his pee-pee.
Well, it makes sense. True crime is big these days.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And ABC actually last night ran a special 2020 on the whole incident. My favorite part of the whole program was when they described after she'd done the act, she was in such a state of shock that she ran from the house with her car keys in her right hand and his dick in her left hand, running.
And she's trying to jam the dick into the keyhole in the car door.
The funny thing is, the best part about it is they then
Has
went.
the keys in her mouth. It's just all
Trying to jerk off her keys.
They then cut to John Wayne Bobbitt in the hospital, bleeding profusely from his lopped off member.
Now, they didn't cover this in my EMT course. So, if direct pressure doesn't work, if there's still a stub, could you... Tourniquet. Yeah, could you tourniquet the cock?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe so.
Huh.
We're Eagle Scouts. We know what we're talking about.
Wait, when in Boy Scouts were they like... what Scoutmaster did you have? Where it's like, now let's practice putting the tourniquet on the cock, boys.
Put a tourniquet on my penis.
Jeff, get up here.
Yes, sir.
Does it look like a tourniquet? Just put the cock ring on. I tourniquet on.
Make sure you carry these in every first aid kit, gentlemen.
That's why they had cock rings in the first aid kit.
As they should.
So they cut to him in the hospital. But 10 minutes later, they circle back to Lorena in the car, she mentioned it took her about 10 minutes to start the car.
Yeah, because she was trying to jam the dick into the ignition.
And she's like, and then I realized as I was going down the highway, I still had his penis in my left hand.
For all the times.
So she threw it out the window.
If I had $1 for every time I forgot I had a dick in my hand.
I'd have $1.
I'd have 8.
I'd have 8. So
$8.50.
You another guy holding
So
the
you
same
were there
dick.
with
No, it was
Lorena
just smaller.
Bobbitt.
I don't count the one as a full.
You were holding John Wayne Bobbitt's nub. That's where the half dick comes in.
as I adjust myself here, hold on. I was thirsty.
Oh. Oh, that killed it.
Oh, that's delicious.
Can't come back from this, guys.
By the way, the Lawrence Watson Show is sponsored by Coca-Cola. And every time we say Coca-Cola on air, Coca-Cola gives us a free case of Coca-Cola.
It's Coca-Cola, Labatt Blue, and Glenlivet whiskey.
Jim Beam.
And Jim Beam.
At 10 in the morning when we're
Taco
taping.
Bell. I remember
It's 1 o'clock, Tom.
It's theater of the mind, man.
Yeah, as long as you don't start drinking until after you've eaten breakfast, it's okay.
Oh, I had breakfast a long time ago. I'm ready for lunch.
I remember Conan O'Brien saying, like, he mentioned Taco Bell once. So, like, he got a card that gave him, like, free Taco Bell for life or something. So, I'd love to get in on that.
All right, Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Long
Vegan
John
options.
Silver's.
Racks.
I think there's still one of those left.
I know there's one in Ohio.
Yeah, there's one in Ohio.
What's the one with the dude in front, like, that was holding the thing?
Big boy.
Big boy.
Big boy.
There's
Yeah.
about 4 of those left.
Really? Where
Yeah.
are they?
Ohio. They're all in Ohio. Everything that's left is in Ohio.
That's because Ohio is like a time vortex.
There's a Big Boy not far from here, but it's just the fiberglass Big Boy.
Isn't it in
thing.
Washington?
Somebody's yard
Oh.
up the street.
So we're not going to grab a bite after this.
No.
Is
Unless
that
you would have
j-
tried to
definitely
eat
not.
that hamburger from the
Is Johnny's still open? I think it's Johnny's.
We talked about this last time.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, we did.
Damn it. Well, is it still open?
It is, yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
It is still
Okay.
open.
Look,
It is
last,
for sale.
last time it was like independent, restaurants. Now we're doing
Now we're
national
doing chains.
chains.
Oh, I threw the burrito tube idea off of
Oh.
some coworkers. They loved it.
Yeah.
Well, here's the
in
problem.
fact,
And actually, in Doug's typical fashion, we ran it by him, and Doug
why
has a
did
habit
we do
of-
that?
because well, he wasn't wrong.
Well, no,
but he
but
has a
it's
habit of
everything
taking your hopes and dreams and just flushing them down the toilet.
Freshen
And the
up.
first thing he said was, "What do you do about drinks?"
You don't have drinks. No drinks.
Who's going to go to a burrito place with no beverage?
Maybe you can just like fill the tube up
You have 2 tubes.
with cola. A tube cola.
Cola tube. I don't know. So yeah, it was very unfortunate to hear about the passing of Mean Gene.
Yes. Circling back to Mean Gene.
We don't do transitional
shit.
material on the show.
Forgot we were talking about Mean Gene.
So I did want to bring up my favorite Mean Gene moment.
Was it the time he wrestled Mark Madden?
No.
Oh,
Did he wrestle Mark?
That
Yeah, he
happened.
did, yeah.
Wow.
Why?
That really did happen.
that's a stunt.
Who
It's
won?
It's WCW, Tim. There are no explanations.
Yeah, Madden was I think he spent like a year as a
like 2 years,
as a
yeah.
commentator for WCW until he got fired.
Yeah.
But during that period, he as a stunt he wrestled Mean Gene Okerlund.
By the way, I will never forgive him for publicly shitting on Bobby Heenan.
No, you just
So
I don't know who that is either.
that's okay.
we're gonna have another podcast after this called Wrestling for Dummies.
So anyway, Mean Gene, my favorite interview of all time, and Mean Gene did a lot of great interviews in the WWF. But this particular interview happened in the old AWA before he went to
Those
the
days.
WWF. Yeah, it was the early mid 80s, I would say, 83 or so.
Now, where was
interviewing-
AWA based though? Was that the Minnesota?
Minnesota, yeah.
Okay.
They were based in Minnesota, but they went as far as San Francisco.
Oh wow.
They had a
Large-
big reach.
Large territory.
Yeah.
Did they have a character just for the San Francisco crowd, like a flamboyant homosexual
Gay
man?
person, yeah.
Well, I don't know. That was Vern Gagne's territory, so he didn't really do that.
Hey,
So anyway, it
body
was-
slam you! I will body slam you.
I'm the dick slapper.
that whole-
Hey, that's offensive and wrong,
I just
man.
see like all the people of Minnesota, like these ultra conservatives, like boo.
Yeah, in Minnesota,
slapper.
he's a heel, but in San Francisco, he's a face.
well, there was. I don't think Pat Patterson ever worked for the AW.
Isn't actually Minnesota kind of a liberal place?
Yeah.
They gave us Walter
They give-
Mondale,
Yeah, Hubert Humphrey.
Al Franken,
The abortion doctor.
Paul
could be another
Wellstone.
one.
Paul Wellstone,
Al Franken.
Al Franken.
I'm good enough. I'm smart enough, and doggone it,
Women
people
like me.
And I
Oh,
want the '80s to be the decade of me, Al Franken.
So, anyway, he's interviewing Dr. D. David Schultz. Now, I don't know how familiar you guys are with this incident, but David Schultz is the guy who had to exit the wrestling business after he slapped the shit out of John Stossel.
Oh,
that guy, yeah.
He's the one.
John Stossel deserved it.
Yeah, he did. I think it's fake.
Is wrestling fake? Is wrestling fake?
Bam!
Was
that fake?
That's pretty funny, though.
It was funny.
It is funny. John
no, I-
Stossel deserved it.
I think they're both dicks.
Yeah.
like, why are you hitting this guy?
Well, he was told to.
It's half. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who told him to hit him?
Vince.
Ah, okay.
That little pencil neck wiener comes around, shoving a microphone in your face. You hit him. You understand?
Just following orders, eh?
Yeah, he was. That's what David Schultz says.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He was kind of, he was a little bit off his rocker anyway. So he's they're doing it. AWA has a show coming up in San Francisco. Gene is interviewing David Schultz, whose opponent for the evening will be Hulk Hogan. I'm here with Dave the Redneck Schultz, and Dave, Hulk Hogan, your opponent in San Francisco. What are your, a few words, whatever. And David Schultz goes on the most epic rant you've ever heard about San Francisco. I was in San Francisco and I went looking for a woman. I couldn't find no women. I found a lot of men that look like women. At this point, Mean Gene loses it. Turns around. The camera pans in tight on David Schultz so we don't see Mean Gene laughing at him. David Schultz, who is ranting about homosexuals in San Francisco, that's the implication anyway, turns to Gene mid-promo and goes, "What's wrong with you, Gene?" Interrupts his promo and finally finishes up with, "And Hulk Hogan, San Francisco, that's your kind of place, that's your kind of people."
Yeah.
Because you've never had a woman, baby. as Mean Gene laughs hysterically. That was my favorite Mean Gene moment. It didn't happen in the WWF or WCW. Old AWA promo. Look it up on YouTube. It's great.
So, Mean Gene Okerlund, R.I.P. We hardly knew ye. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. So on.
Deliver us unto evil. Amen.
Amen. The quick Hail Mary. Amen.
That's the one if you're falling from a truck. And now I'm just stealing material.
That's all right.
Yeah. Nobody listens.
We don't have advertisers to pull us yet.
That's true.
Or do we?
So anyway, that was my favorite Mean Gene moment. He had plenty of great ones in the WWF. The WWF with...
Careful with those hard D's.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, it was my favorite Mean Gene moment of all time. And he had some great ones interviewing the Macho Man.
Yeah.
He talked about, in one interview, the harder people to interview. People like Ted DiBiase were easy. People like Kerry Von Erich might be a little bit difficult because he was so high.
Oh.
It would be like...
Everybody was high in those days. Everybody got laid.
Yeah.
Well,
Cocaine.
Kerry...
Cocaine.
Kerry was a special case of high. He told the story of one time Kerry was lacing up his boots, and somebody goes, "Hey, Kerry, you ready to go?" "What?" And he was listening to a Walkman, and when he snapped his head to go, "What?" the Walkman snapped off of his ears, and he about knocked himself out and gave himself a concussion because he'd laced his Walkman up in his boots.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, what a dummy.
Don't
that was
do
Kerry.
drugs.
Yeah. Don't do drugs to that extent.
Don't do drugs. Weekends are for drunks.
When I drink and do drugs.
If you do drugs this weekend, don't drive.
I'm Johnny Cash, and I'm a recovering alcoholic and drug addict.
When I drink and drive.
So,
When you drink and drive this holiday weekend.
Mean Gene wasn't the only person we lost the other
That's
day.
right. Oh,
We lost Bob Einstein,
Bob Einstein.
better known to some audiences as Super Dave Osborne, or
Marty
Marty
Funkhauser.
Funkhauser from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
And-
Or Timmy, as a Arrested Development fan, the surrogate.
Ah, the surrogate, yeah.
And brother
Yeah.
of Albert Brooks.
Brother of Albert Brooks.
Right,
His
yeah.
real name is Albert Einstein.
I never actually saw the one thing he was known for, the stunt.
Super Dave.
Super Dave.
I never saw
Super
that
Dave.
either.
Yeah, has anyone seen it? Is it any
It
good?
was
have,
like
yeah.
I think it was just before it was Saturday mornings, but just before our time. So like 89, 88, 90, that
What-
kind of.
Yeah, he used to do it on like these comedy shows, like the Smothers Brothers or whatever it was that he wrote for. And
Brothers
then,
Brothers was on in the 80s?
like in the 70s, he used to
Oh.
do this. And then later, years later, in like 89, he got his own Saturday morning show. It was a cartoon mixed with some live action segments where he and his assistant Yoshi, I think it was Yoshi, or Fuji, whatever it was, would
Some
do the
Japanese
stunts.
sounding
Yeah, some
anyway.
Japanese name. Some Jap name.
Takashi.
Hey, Wang, it's it's a golf course. So, but anyway,
So his whole premise was like the incompetent.
yeah, the
Evel
incompetent
Knievel.
stuntman. Yeah, and it ran for about 2 years. I have on tape somewhere
On video. As
one
we used to call it.
episode of Super Dave as a cartoon.
Okay.
So it was about 92.
Jeff,
so
where's the VCR?
I don't have
Right
the tape
there.
with me.
Oh shit, you do have one. Does it work?
Yes.
All right.
So if I ever do find it, I'll bring it
Okay.
and we can watch.
Do we have
The
a
last-
VHS player?
Last year I upgraded to a DVD player.
Jeff, wait till you hear about compact disc. We lost a couple of luminaries and the captain from Captain and Tennille.
Yeah, but who gives a fuck about him?
I don't know, but his name was Daryl Dragon, so that's got to win some cool points.
That's a bullshit name.
Dave Spritz. That's a bullshit name. That's bullshit.
So yeah, so it's been a rough couple of days, but luckily for you other 76-year-old celebrities, they got all 3 in one day, folks. So you're probably safe.
That means that no celebrities are going to die for the rest of the year.
Yeah, because
Just who were 76.
Oh.
Not-
Is that how that works?
Yeah, not.
I thought it was the rule of threes. There was 3 and that's it.
Well, yeah, but then you know.
Well,
it's-
Betty White any day now, right?
Jeez.
Ugh.
Or the Queen of England.
Hey, don't we have letters or something?
Oh, we didn't. You don't want to talk about people who might die this year?
You know, there's a very sizable group that gamble on this. They wager outcomes, and you get odds on who you
Yeah,
pick.
we
The
all
death
do that.
pools.
We all do that with you.
I got July.
Jesus Christ.
That was dark. I'm being told by my friends that they have me in a death pool any day now. I could go.
Friends, medical professionals.
Now,
people
Timmy,
that met you once.
well, I did just see a doctor recently. He said I'm okay.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, except my blood pressure is through the roof, and my weight
He
is.
said you're healthy as a horse. He said, really? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I meant you weigh as much as a horse.
Now, did he say how long you're going to be healthy for? Like how many months?
He wanted to see me again in 6 months. So he gave me a
Okay.
6-month clean bill of health, I guess.
Luckily, I have you pegged for like a year or two from now, so I'm not too concerned about it.
Okay.
I'm hoping
Well-
relapse is what I'm going for.
Relapse.
Yeah,
Yeah, because as soon as you quit drinking, we all got our money back and had to start over.
yeah.
So
I think, well, it's going to start with drinking, but then I think it's going to be pain pills.
Pain pills. Interesting.
Yeah, I think you seem like a pain pill type.
Yeah, but what's going to be the accident? He needs to get this some kind of injury
Yeah.
that he gets the pain pills for, and then that's what starts the
He
spiral.
hurts his knee.
hey, I'm driving him home. I can get an injury. That's where you just gamble on your well-being.
Oh. I don't know what to say.
Don't worry, Lawrence. I'm going to take the 10-year.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll lose.
So I'll only be 40 then.
Now, what are we going to do if he's like on a breathing apparatus? Does it still count to him being dead?
Well,
if he's on machinery,
Well, here's the
cease
thing.
brain function is where it
As my future.
if he doesn't have brain
Determined
function
for me.
anymore,
Okay, well, in exchange for me driving him here,
Yeah.
I got power of attorney. So guess what? Cards are all in my hand now.
Oh, that's not fair.
Sorry I wasn't negotiating good faith, fellas, but
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
So you get
So
to.
this is how diplomacy is played.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but who's going to pay all those hospital bills for him to be sitting there as a vegetable?
The government.
It's not free.
Government covers
we just
me.
don't pay
I
them.
have government health
But what about
insurance.
Obama's death panels? They'll kill him.
Oh yeah, the death panel.
the death panel.
Well, that's only for old people.
That's right. You put grandma in a wheelchair in front of like 5 people with Obama in the middle. They always look around, give a thumbs down. At least that's according to Sarah Palin, anyway.
Yeah, no.
Think about how like end of life care turned into death panels. How the fuck did that happen? Now we're 11 years removed from this.
I think it's the idea that if the government is in charge of end of life care, then they can also decide when to cease end of life care, and that's where it becomes a death panel.
No, end of life care is just making people comfortable.
But
That's
for
all.
how long?
What? They're gonna die anyway. That's the thing. All right, why are we discussing this? Because I brought it up. That's why.
You brought it up.
You did bring it up.
I did bring it up.
Now,
But
now
before
go
that,
discuss.
Yeah, we want to go back to gambling about my well-being. So I think this is a good time for a break.
How far are we in?
Break. Well,
Only about we're about
About
24
24
About
minutes.
6
all right,
inches.
let's
You
go
wanna keep going
Let's
or
go
a
to the
little bit?
mailbag.
let's go to the mailbag.
Yeah, let's go to the mailbag. Yes, let's go to mailbag and then we'll take a break.
All right.
Oh yes. Wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
Wait,
Mr. Postman.
Yeah, it's a mailbag. Yeah.
Lawrence Watson, look and see. Did you get your letter from me? All right.
we could have put some more thought into that. And then,
Yeah, then it's copyrighted.
yeah, but well, no, not if it's a parody.
Oh, what if my singing was
We're
so
like
good?
not-
If it's a parody,
Yeah.
Taken down.
if it's a parody, it counts as fair use.
If we're not practicing that, that was like pretty bad.
That's true.
I didn't hear you piping up, Tim.
I knew better. I knew it was dying. You were dying out there.
Down her feet out there. All right.
All right, be quiet over there, Ringo.
All right. Letter number 1. This comes from Jeremy McCandless.
Okay.
Dear Lawrence Watson Show, I've been an avid listener for the past 5 years, going back to the days of Lawrence and Fred Hansberger. Oh, well, that's a long
Fred
time.
Hansberger.
It sounds like you guys are pretty experienced in relationships, so I thought I could ask your advice.
He's wrong.
I'm 20 years old and I just got my first grown-up job. My girlfriend and I have a 5-year plan for her to start her career, and then we're going to get married and have several kids. Several's in italics. I don't know why. Okay.
Emphasis on several.
I guess, yeah. However, I'm beginning to have doubts about our relationships.
10 or 11. You know.
A few months ago, she caught me sending dick pics over Snapchat and called me at work to scream at me over it. And it was so bad that I cried in front of my coworkers.
What a pussy.
I don't understand what she was so upset about because I was sending the pics to a stranger. It wasn't like it was anyone we knew or anything. A week after we patched things up, she gave me, pardon the term, an HJ.
Nice.
But used Bengay as a lubricant.
Ooh.
I like a good prank as much as the next person, but I think this crossed the line. She also frequently gets me to wear her makeup and then posts pictures of it on social media and ridicules me publicly for it. My question is this something that most people deal with? I know I haven't had a whole lot of experience, but I figured since we were getting intimate we were getting as intimate as often as I wanted, and believe me, it's very often that everything is cool.
How long is this letter?
It's almost done.
It goes on and on. Okay.
I know in my heart that she is the one I want to spend the rest of my life with, even though she isn't very attractive or charming or smart, but I can't see myself living this way for the rest of my life. Also, I want to fuck her sister, Jeremy, in McCandless. Okay.
God.
Well, I have some advice for him. If you're, whenever she puts the makeup on you, because I mean, whenever my wife puts makeup on me, I don't let her take pictures. Well, I let her take pictures, but I don't let her put them up on any kind of social media.
Are you friends with both of Kelsey's accounts on Facebook? Because you're on there. A lot.
Frequently, yeah.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to talk about that then.
I mean, who doesn't
So this
like...
is the end of Jeff and Kelsey's marriage now. This show is just...
No.
Well, if the pictures are flattering, then I'm not gonna have a problem.
I don't know,
They're
Jeremy.
kind of flattering, but you're getting a lot of attention from some odd individuals.
Then that means the pictures are flattering. If I got no attention, then that would mean they were bad pictures.
So what should this guy do?
Well,
I don't know.
I would say, like, listen, Jeremy.
Well, you know,
It all sounds pretty normal to me.
if they get married and he kills her on their wedding night, he could be out in 20 years. So he'll only be 40.
Well, that's a thought.
Yeah.
But why don't you just kill her first without getting married? Because they always look at the husband first.
Well, you know...
Everything seemed to be picture perfect. But deep inside, a secret was brewing.
As we get back to true crime.
storybook marriage.
I mean, I like being
But
tied
it
up,
didn't end happily ever after.
having makeup put on.
She was just full of life. Her smile could light up a room.
smiling up the room.
See, my thing is, I think it's like
She
a
was so
kinky thing.
religious.
Like, it's obviously some sort of deep-seated, like, kink fetish. Like,
You think?
Yeah, he likes having his girl put
It's-
makeup on him,
It's a humiliation
post
thing.
like pictures of it, and be like, "Yeah, look at your dirty little makeup."
Wait a minute, I thought he
person."
didn't like it.
He doesn't.
He doesn't like it, but he gets off on it.
What about the Bengay?
Again,
That was just mean.
That was
yeah.
just a prank that may have been a little extreme.
I think what he's realizing. He's going on a journey,
Oh,
and what he really wants is a dominatrix.
Ooh.
I see.
It seems like it's going that way.
Okay.
Aren't there some clubs in Pittsburgh that could help with that?
Yeah, maybe. He doesn't have to, have it consume his entire life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
There are safe spaces for this,
All
Jeremy.
right, Jeremy, here's what we're going to do. You're 20 years old, so you're
gonna
of
set
legal age for most things.
Most things.
We're going to have you on as a guest.
We're going to set you up with a dominatrix. Your first 5 visits will be on Lawrence Watson.
We're just going to have a better-looking girl just touch your dick 2 times and then see what happens there if your attitude changes. And I think that might be.
We could get the sister.
You think that?
There you go.
The sister. Okay, well, Jeremy, open invitation anytime.
How did he get the dick pics on Snapchats? How did she figure that out? Because
Well, they are 20. I don't know how Snapchat works. I'm too old.
It hangs around a lot longer than it used to. It's like a day now.
I thought it was only like 15 seconds or whatever it was.
No,
yeah, but it probably
it's just-
stores it like in your pictures. the
yeah,
pictures
like
you
yeah,
take.
like some bozo.
Good.
I don't know, this
So
guy
like,
doesn't-
so if the picture, I don't know Snapchat, but like if the picture shows up on your
But
phone,
Jeff knows dick pics.
but like oh yeah, so but anyway, so the picture comes up on your phone. Can't you take a screenshot of the picture?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like obviously that's not what happened. The girl found the dick pics.
Do they stay on your own phone?
They might. I don't know. I don't really use Snapchat. Well,
Those,
this is
those of you who are sending dick pics, please write in self-addressed stamped envelope to
Anybody
Lawrence
uses
Watson Show.
Snapchat, just tell me how it works.
And we have our first caller.
No, it's on Snapchat. Oh, we have our first dick pic. The Lawrence Watson Show account. Please send us all your dick pics.
No, you don't want to look at this one. It's a micro penis.
Ooh.
Hey, that one's
I can tell this
fine.
We
guy
want
must
big,
be Asian.
juicy hogs.
That's what we need to do
Hashtag
now. We
big
need
juicy
to.
hogs to the Lawrence
Okay,
Watson Twitter
I'm
account.
getting working.
No, don't.
So, Lawrence, do we have like an official email account?
I have. Well, you can put it up on the Facebook, or you can Twitter.
Okay.
You can tweet the show.
So I think we need to make a Snapchat account and ask for dick pics.
Definitely. Doesn't Facebook like not allow stuff like that?
No,
No.
I think you could say,
Twitter-
hey,
does
please
Twitter
send us
allow-
dick pics.
I think
Well, you
Twitter
can say
does.
that,
Twitter
but
allows
then
it
how
in
do
the
we get the
DMs.
dick pics?
Well,
You can DM us. They can DM us.
no,
dick
what
pics
we
on
do is we
Twitter.
put our Snapchat handle up on the website.
Oh, okay.
And
I
then
gotcha.
they can
You say,
snap
send,
us dick
send
pics.
pictures of your dicks to this
Yeah,
Snapchat account.
Mm.
and then we
Okay.
will use them on the air.
But then what if
We'll
Lawrence...
use them on the air.
Yeah.
The pictures go to Lawrence, but then we don't see Lawrence for a couple days. And he looks at the pictures, and now we can't see them because they disappear.
Well, he would just have to resist the urge to open them.
Okay.
Oh, I think I could.
I
You
mean,
say that now.
Yeah, when you're sitting there with your phone and it's it's full of dick
Dick
pics. and
pics?
you
You're
just-
not gonna
it's like,
look?
Dude,
You're
I'm
not
open
going to
until
peek,
Christmas.
Lawrence?
I mean, come on.
I mean, it's late.
It's been a while since Laura sent me a picture, so I need
A dick
something to
pic?
tide me over.
Yeah.
she sends pictures of other people's dicks.
Look at this one I found.
Hey, Lawrence, take a look at this big juicy dog.
He's wanking, he is.
This one's half Aborigine. It practically drag on the ground.
Oh, shit.
I'm sure glad she doesn't listen to this.
Yeah, because we're boring. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's the reason she gave. Podcasts are boring, and we're boring.
Especially yours.
She included me.
Oh, that's good.
Particularly you, I'll see you tonight.
Yeah.
All right, so...
So now I think it's time for a break.
well, letter number two.
letters.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Yeah, letter number two.
Asshole.
Okay, letter number... I thought we only had one.
No.
Oh, is
Okay,
that-
letter number 2.
Letter number 2. I'm going to read this one.
Okay, Jeff.
Let me get it open here. There's no name on this letter.
Oh, dear. It's always a good start.
Dear Lawrence Watson Show, I'm a big fan and have listened to all your shows, but I'm surprised that of all the topics you've discussed, there has been no mention of the way that drug companies have created a stranglehold on the American people with their alleged treatments and cures. It's unfortunate that so few realize that the true path to good health is not in the form of some addictive pill or injection handed out by a doctor who's clearly on the take.
Sounds like another letter from Alex from Dallas.
I've had the fortune of a wonderful mentor who has not only opened my eyes to the evil ways of pharmaceutical companies, but has helped me become an entrepreneur. And I want to do the same for you. For a small startup fee plus cost of product,
Oh, no, no,
I can
no,
help
no,
you
no, no.
build. Hold on, I can help you build your own business selling 100% natural essential oils, and it doesn't end there. By recruiting others to work under you,
Oh, no,
you
no, no,
become-
no, no, no,
yeah,
no, no,
with-
no, no,
with
no, no,
Max
no.
Essentials.
No, 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 no,
this
no,
is,
no, 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 no.
Guys, this is some kind of
No.
pyramid scheme. This company's
Clearly, yeah.
bullshit.
That's essential.
Because
Ugh.
this is garbage. Because what
Did
you
you
really
read
want is Max Essentials is terrible. What you really want is Watson's Tonics. That's our own show funded company. It's for all your tonics, elixirs, oils, and salves. And this is an opportunity that you can all take advantage of. It's not a pyramid scheme. We use a tiered upward flow bottom heavy model. If you're serious about making some money, just hit up Lawrence on Facebook with your social security number, and bank account info.
Yeah,
right,
there's
we'll get you all
there's
set
a little bit of Lawrence in every essential oil too. The essential oils.
Don't know what bit, but
Yeah, they're actually made from Lawrence. We scrape them down after every show and bottle his essence.
That's pure show energy
Yeah,
that
It
you
is.
are consuming.
pure
Absolutely.
comedy gold right
It's
there.
mostly sweat, actually.
not too bad this time.
We got to get the energy level up.
Yeah, we got to get moving.
Top of the hour, 45 degrees outside. Lawrence Watson Show.
The Lawrence Watson Show!
Brought to you by.
Lawrence.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
In the morning.
And break.
Oh, wait. Is that all our letters? I want to make sure this time. So, we'll be right back after this.
The Lawrence Watson Show is brought to you by Jerry's Hard Lemonade.
Hello, son.
Dad, what do you... Come in. One of Jerry's?
Yeah, sure. Oh, that's refreshment with a kick.
Dad, what are you doing?
I just couldn't stay away any longer.
Any longer? Ah! You missed the funeral. Crisp lemon flavor.
Your sister. Oh, that's tasty. I heard about the accident.
Accident? You still can't believe it? Like I can't believe these bad boys only have 97 calories per bottle?
Son, what are you talking about? 97 calories? And Rachel, she fell.
She jumped, Dad, because of you. Because you weren't there for us when we needed you. She jumped, just like the Jerry's cool refreshing flavor jumps down your throat and lets you know it's party time. Party time, Dad. Party time.
Son, I'm dying.
Jerry's Hard Lemonade. A hard lemonade for hard times. Ow!
And we're back.
And we're back.
Welcome back.
We have plenty still to discuss. The show is not nearly off the rails yet.
Well, that's
So,
a problem, if you ask me.
So, the Penguins recently.
So like the weather today.
The only thing that's missing is like a fumbling of papers.
Lawrence has cards. Like
The,
David Letterman.
The Penguins.
So, the Penguin, the Pittsburgh, this is misspelled,
Hockey.
are on an 8-game winning streak.
Well, we haven't discussed sports in a while.
Yeah, we haven't.
And also, I believe it's kind of like a state of Pittsburgh sports moment for several reasons. Number one, the Steelers missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
Boo.
Boo.
Is that, like, when was the last
You
time they
stink!
missed?
Missed?
Yeah.
2 or 3 years ago?
2010,
Yeah.
I think they said.
No,
No?
2010 they went to the damn Super Bowl.
Oh,
20.
I'm an idiot.
2012, I
Yeah.
want to say.
Yeah.
So
That
it's
was
been a
longer than
while.
that.
It's been a bit of a while, and they went on a 7-2 streak, and then they
Who would have thought
Lost.
they would
shat
blow
the
it?
bed.
To the goddamn Raiders and Broncos.
One of my coworkers was like, they never should have hired Tomlin.
Oh, here we go.
It was like,
There's those people.
no, well, the funny thing about that it was obviously like kind of racist too, but like they weren't saying like
They never actually say it.
I
but here's
said
the-
it
yeah.
back then.
But
They
here- but
never
here's-
should have hired
80,
him.
80% of those people that you see on Facebook making those comments or on Steeler blogs or wherever, 80% of those people are just racist.
Yeah.
Like, because they can never say exactly why they don't like Tomlin, other than he's
I don't
not a
think it's-
coach.
I don't think it's. I doubt it's 80%.
How many
80%.
Super Bowls
80%.
did we win under him too?
They won one and lost one.
Yeah.
The
That's
same amount as
good.
they won
That's-
and lost under Cowher.
Yeah, that's a solid thing. Like,
But here's the thing that I always find so amusing, is whenever the Steelers hired Tomlin, they lost the wild card game in the playoffs, and the year after that they won the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
And every Tomlin hater ever since then
As
was
Carr's team.
he won with Carr's team though. He won with Carr's team.
James Harrison said it on Instagram.
Yeah, it's just like Dan Bylsma winning with Tarian's team.
Yeah, no one ever said that, did they?
Yeah.
No, because
Well,
everybody
that's the
hated
thing I wanted
Tarian.
Yeah, because Dan Bylsma was white, you understand.
Exactly.
Well, but plus everybody hated Tarian.
That's true.
Tarian
Well,
was
that's
not
why it
a
worked.
popular
Michelle
coach.
Tarian was not going to go to
They
the
should-
Stanley
you will
Cup
never
final.
hear anybody arguing against Mike Sullivan saying, hey, he actually won with Johnston's players.
Well, Johnson coached for like a year.
That well, sucked. That should be like a
So
one-two punch,
it was
though.
it was Bylsma's players that he won with.
Teams should just hire Michelle Therrien
Yeah.
for half a season and then hire and have it in their contract, like Dan Bylsma, you're going to like coach the last half.
Just before the trade deadline.
Michelle Therrien.
41 games.
Yeah, Michelle Therrien, you get the first 41.
On February 16th, he will be fired.
Yeah, it'd be like when he comes into the interview, he'd love it too because it's like, listen, what we really want you to do is be a giant douchebag.
And he'll say,
So yeah, I can accomplish that,
I have no problem. The players, they just don't care.
Well, that was the problem. Was Tarian was a huge asshole, and he pissed the players off a lot. And then Bylsma comes in, and it was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
He was too far in the other direction.
But Therrien made the players good, and then Bylsma came in.
He taught him how to
loosened them
play
up a little
defense,
bit.
but then pissed them off for
Yeah.
way too long.
Yeah.
Because he was a dick, and then Bylsma comes in, plays,
Hi, guys.
opens him up a little bit, and then what happened the years after that? Bylsma had that,
Bylsma just sucked.
the
He
coach,
was
the coaching.
He was a player's coach.
No, it wasn't even that. It was the coaching mentality of my system is perfect. They're just doing it wrong. And his system relied way too much on the stretch pass.
Yeah.
And then so the stretch pass is a fallacy when it comes to hockey, is because all you're doing is passing to a guy that's standing still.
Yeah.
And so defensemen who are moving are just going to immediately just gang up on the guy that's standing still, and they can never enter the zone. And he would just bog the players down with meetings and practices, and it wasn't that he was a dick. He was just made huge demands on their time. And after
It was
a while,
just annoying,
yeah, it was annoying
Meetings.
like me in the show.
because everything was so calculated. There was no room for creativity.
Yeah.
And the chains were once again on the players, and then after a while it got old.
And then they went and hired Mike Johnston.
Who was basically Fred Rogers.
Yeah.
I think we played pretty well tonight, actually.
From the well, wasn't he actually coached hockey in Australia.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, this
and
is
when
news to
Laura
me.
when Laura heard that,
I didn't know they had hockey in Australia.
yeah, that was Laura's reaction.
They whack a puck around with a didgeridoo.
So when Laura heard that, she says, "Oh, he probably isn't very good then."
Which is an accurate statement.
He's the
It
best
was, yeah.
coach in Australia.
There's a plaque dedicated to him over there.
in the only ice rink in
he-
Australia.
wait. Weren't we talking about the Steelers?
We were.
Hold on.
doesn't
We're talking
matter.
about
Circle
coaching.
back.
We're talking about everything right
So
now.
we're going to
Pittsburgh
go
sports.
talk
So
about
the soccer
Steelers.
team,
Hey.
the Riverhounds, is
Yeah, we're talking about
The
it all.
Phantoms are.
The Pittsburgh Piranhas basketball team.
Oh God,
that's going.
they existed for 1 year.
Arena football.
The Condors.
Oh, the
are-
Pittsburgh Power.
The Power.
Pittsburgh Passion women's football team. Let's talk about that.
Okay, remember kicker Hillary Brown? She was good.
Was she?
So many references that nobody else will get. So
Hillary Brown was our band director, who also kicked for the Pittsburgh Passion football team,
or
and-
punted, I forget.
or both. And then whenever
Probably.
the time came that we
kicking, punting, the same
all the
thing.
members of the marching band, we were playing football between school and the actual high school games, and she decided to join us and demonstrate like how good she was, and she wasn't good.
Oh my God, I could totally clean up in a women's football league. That'd be so good. It's like I read something about there was
Is
a
Passion? Was that the league that?
I was speaking, Tim.
Oh, sorry.
We're gonna turn the floor over to Tim. Tim, you have a question?
Hey, Jeff was talking.
Tim and
goddammit.
North First Sales are on the line.
Normally I'm good at not doing that, but I suck at it today. I'm just
Yeah,
really.
you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Off.
what I was going to bring up.
Yeah, I'm really off.
Hey,
with
shut up. What I was going to bring up.
Have you guys noticed that?
You just wait. I'll do it to you so bad. What I was going to bring up. Okay, Tim's not interrupting. What I was going to bring up was that there was a article I read. Well, I didn't actually read the article, but I saw the headline, and it was about
That's how most people operate these days.
it was about a trans woman who joined a handball league and was just destroying everyone.
Well, yeah.
Because it was this big man
who went and got tits
who
and
became a
then
woman and just started just beating the shit out of everybody else.
and nobody said, "Wait a minute."
Of course, that sparks the whole discussion. Is it really fair? Because I think it happened in UFC too.
Other way, it went backwards.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
it went
w-
backwards.
It was it was a woman. It was a trans man who wanted to fight against men and actually won a couple.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
So that's okay because like you're playing
Well,
up.
you know what though? I guess it's okay, but also the difference there is weight classes.
Yeah.
Where that's why a woman they're gonna weigh less. You know,
Yeah.
if you're a woman who has weight, you're gonna weigh less than most men. That's just a physical fact. But if you're just this,
No, not from the woman I've seen.
ooh,
hey.
Ooh, hey, like that one girl.
Only in Pittsburgh.
yeah, but those women aren't fighting in UFC.
In fact, they're not doing much of
They're
anything.
sitting on
they
the couch
could.
watching Mari
The Maury Povich show.
eating fig Newtons because they think they're healthy.
So the average woman is about 60.
But anyway, in the case of like a handball team, there are no weight classes. There's just a team. I think it was like the national team that she was on, and she was just destroying everybody because she was so much bigger and stronger.
I'm with you, Jeff. They need to make weight classes for handball.
That's like the big discussion, isn't it? When it comes to
Weight classes for handball?
yeah, playing up or playing down to your competition. Like it's like trans
Steelers.
men or trans women who used to be men go and play in women's league and just destroying shit.
So what you're saying is the Steelers are filled with a bunch of trans women.
No, what I'm saying is the Steelers aren't very good.
Oh, yeah, Steelers.
I think the
Yeah,
Steelers.
circling back with our seamless.
I think the Steelers are good. They just didn't do things correctly.
Well, it's hard to see what the problem is, and here's the thing:
They have
heads,
one of the
heads
best-
are already starting to roll.
They have a good quarterback,
Yeah,
one of the best receivers
now.
in the league.
he's a problem.
Shortly.
Who's a problem because he whined about not getting catches, not getting passes.
He skipped practice all week and then expected
And then
to play
that-
Sunday, and he got benched
They had one of the best running backs in the league that didn't play at all.
because he wanted
Didn't
paid.
show up because he wanted more than $200 million or whatever he was asking for.
Well, at the time his first contract negotiation, he wanted double what the highest paid running back was.
That's ridiculous.
They offered him less than that, but still making him easily the
He would've-
highest paid
Yeah,
running
he
back.
would have been the highest paid.
And he said no.
And that wasn't good enough. He couldn't just be the highest paid. He had to be double the highest paid.
Yeah,
Okay.
that wasn't good enough.
Well,
for
he's
him.
just an asshole.
Le'Veon Bell.
And I hope they trade him and give him to some other team who's
Well, he's
going to
ref-
also not have him because he's not going to play. Because they're not going to pay him enough.
Well, here's the thing: is that with that whole situation is I don't think I understand holding out for what you think you're worth. That's one thing, but I don't think he did himself any favors by sitting out a year and behaving like a bozo.
No, because now it shows other teams that if you don't get,
This guy's
I don't
not
get what I
reliable.
want, I'm
He's a
going to be an
malcontent.
asshole.
Yeah, this guy's gonna be unreliable.
Exactly.
Never mind he's injury prone. Never
Oh, yeah.
mind that he's been suspended at least twice for drug violations, which I don't think that should be a
That's right. When he was
suspendable thing.
when
But
he was a rookie, it was him and LeGarrette Blunt
yeah,
before a preseason game. They weren't allowed to play. Or no, they did play, didn't they?
they got smoked up on McKnight Road. Which who would want to get smoked up on McKnight Road?
Well, if you're on McKnight Road,
But then again, you're sitting in traffic, nothing else to do.
I think that's
Antonio
the perfect
Brown won a
place to smoke up.
It was right. Antonio
actually.
Brown who went 100 miles
Yeah,
on
100 miles an
McKnight
hour on
Road
McKnight
somehow.
Road.
Who also want to? McKnight's.
How do you go 100 miles an hour?
I
on McKnight
I
propose
think
that
you have to
every
run a-
Steeler should stay away from McKnight Road.
If you're on McKnight Road, your life just
Oh my God!
took a bad turn.
Also-
Is that where Ben Roethlisberger had his motorcycle accident?
No.
Also, former wrestler Johnny V, he got killed on McKnight Road this past year.
Jesus.
So
Shit, I've
Stay
never.
the fuck away from McKnight Road,
Yeah.
all of you, so that way
Everyone
there's
stay
less
away.
traffic.
Well, he was
so I can
crossing
actually
McKnight Road like an idiot.
go to the North Hills without having to sit forever.
WBB Chicago this week on This American Life.
McKnight
McKnight Road.
McKnight Road.
One road story.
It's the History Channel. Scariest places on earth. McKnight Road, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
The power and the glory, the danger and the desperation. McKnight Road.
We now go to McKnight Road. The car did not survive.
I don't know, man. I was driving on this McKnight Road,
And I don't know what it is, man. I mean, like the traffic, and I had some problems with this car in front of me.
Listen, man, me and this rogue, we go way back. We did a couple shows together in the early '80s.
I think Tim wins this round.
Yeah, so I guess my question is, for those of you that have been paying attention, what did the Steelers do? What do you want to see? What do you want to see the Steelers do coming up? All the heads that are going to roll, all the trades that are going to be made, contract disputes that have are
Extremely complicated.
that are extremely complicated. That luckily
We got Doug for it.
our fired on-air personality Doug has texted us while we were taping, based on an argument that we had last night that Lawrence and I had left after hearing the substance. I'm going home after this.
I think what they should do is trade Antonio Brown for the song Rocky Raccoon.
Ah.
You know what? I think he's worth a lot more than that, actually. I think for one song.
Yeah.
Or do you mean like the licensing rights to it forever?
No, like Rocky, the song would actually play the position.
Oh.
So like it would be a disembodied song.
Rocky Raccoon.
Yeah. Anytime it would that's how you would know.
At the 30. At 35.
Just be the spear of Rocky Raccoon.
But then they would just double cover Rocky
They're
Raccoon.
passing the sheet music. I think at this point he has to go.
Yeah, probably. What do you get for him? Nothing less than the first round pick.
We had this discussion at the bar on Thursday.
Well,
if you
we
have
left.
two, you don't need a star receiver on your team. If you have two decent receivers, you'll be all right.
All you need is one guy that the
And we
other
already
team...
have. We got Smith-Schuster. He's a good receiver.
Yeah, Juju.
And then you got we have that tight end, Lance
McDonald.
McDonald.
Yeah, but even still, you need a guy that the other team's secondary is going to double team and free up Juju. And a guy with a good attitude that knows that his job is to free up Juju. Now, what kind of number one receiver is going to be willing to do that?
But
free
how do
up
you?
the other guy?
But how do you prove you're a good receiver if you don't get any passes?
You know who would do that? Hines Ward. He would do that.
Hines Ward is dead.
Is he?
Oh, wait, he's retired. Never mind.
Same thing.
Yeah, close.
retired or whatever? I don't know.
Who cares?
All right, so I'm going to ask the panel. Does anybody in this room want to see Tomlin fired?
No.
No, I don't either.
No.
But I do want there to be a bit of a come to Jesus meeting with him, because this behavior wouldn't exist if it didn't, if it was squashed earlier.
Well,
I think it might be-
heard.
Sorry.
I heard that it's not him. He hates it, but then one of the owners or something, or like one of the
One of the
other
Rudies.
higher ups, like
Yeah, just let him go. Just let him go.
yeah, other
okay.
people were like, you can't punish them.
I see. I haven't heard that before.
Yeah.
This is a new theory.
And that's the best part.
I
'cause
read
this
it.
is almost as entertaining as if the Steelers were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because now it's
Discussing new theories.
every fucking day there's
Yeah.
new news coming out of intrigue and behaviors and all these things that, like, oh, this guy said this and actually he did this, and then as it all comes out,
Gee, all I was going to say was the one person I thought that should be fired probably isn't going to be, but I thought it would be time for Keith Butler to move on.
he's got 2 years under his belt.
Who's like Tom Daly or something? Is that a person on the Steelers?
No,
No.
Tom Daly,
I don't know.
Art Rooney,
No.
Tom not Tom.
Tom Corbett.
Not
That's
Tom
what you were to
Corbett.
say.
The Lawrence Watson Show. Our football knowledge is.
Just like yours. So tune in.
Yeah, just like yours.
We will Google.
We are
things
not
to
Ron
figure
Cook.
it out.
Kevin Colbert, perhaps.
I don't know. So like, this is like a.
Well, what are you
horrible
going
plug
for
a
here? Where-
stupid show? I mean website, but inside Pittsburgh sports. Sometimes I look at that site.
So what Tim
Joey
is saying?
Porter. He's Joey
Oh,
Porter.
Joey Porter.
Oh, Joey
Oh,
Porter.
he got fired.
Yeah,
they
who's
fired him.
that?
They fired him.
Oh, okay. When did that happen?
Yesterday.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, he's Joey Porter was the former Steelers linebacker who won a Super Bowl with the 05 team.
and got shot in the butt.
got
in
shot in the
Denver.
ass,
Yep.
and went and had a rest of a career, and then retired, and then became the inside or the outside
Outside,
linebacker, outside linebackers coach, and for some reason still managed to get into a fight at a bar on the South Side, and also managed to get in a fight at the North Catholic High School football game. So not
remember
only
that
is
one.
he
I
the
remember
Steelers'
the bar.
outside linebacker coach, but also an insufferable sports parent. And we're going to have him on next week.
I think we should. Lawrence, hook that up.
Yeah, make that happen.
I'll do that.
Get Joey Porter on
I have
the
a
show.
lot of connections.
We
with
could get
the-
another mic on this, right? We just have to use a
Yeah,
direct line.
Yeah,
we can do
we'll
it.
line in. Yeah, we'll get him in
Yeah.
here. Yeah, we got all these connections. Actually, knowing how much he likes to mouth off, he'll probably show up to anybody that puts a mic in front of him. And we're willing to put that mic in front of him.
You hear that, Mr. Porter? We're willing to interview you.
We know Joey Porter listens to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, friend of the show, Joey Porter.
The show Joey Porter.
It was Kevin Colbert.
Kevin
Kevin
Colbert.
Colbert.
Okay,
GM.
the GM, yeah.
To read from Inside Pittsburgh Sports, Mike Tomlin is getting a lot of heat for not being able to control Brown, but the reality is Kevin Colbert is one of the who created this monster when it comes to Brown getting away with doing what he wants.
Oh,
So
interesting.
this dude, the writer, who's the writer? William DePaulier or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I don't know.
That's not a name I'm used to hearing around.
Yeah.
Ray Romano.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Or,
brown.
I'm sorry, Ray Barone.
It's not brown.
Sports writer.
It's actually Colbert, Deborah. The
The
twins.
problem is the GM.
It's all about Raymond, isn't it?
Shut up,
Brown's an asshole, but it's not Tomlin's fault.
Where are my cannolis, Raymond?
Robert.
Colbert told him to let him go.
Oh, jeez. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And I doubt this is going to be the last time we talk about this. in the
Oh,
coming
probably
weeks.
not.
You know, I don't remember Ray Barone, the character, talking a whole lot about sports on the other Everybody Loves Raymond
It was
show.
about parenting.
Yeah,
But
I don't
wasn't
think he
he,
ever
like-
talked about it,
Wasn't
even though
it
he's
really
a
his
did.
sports
job
writer.
like a sports? Yeah.
His
His
job
job
was
was
a
a
sports
sports
writer, yeah.
writer.
Yeah.
The only sport I ever saw him actually interested in was golf. He just wanted to go golfing.
Yeah.
Ah, I'm not playing golf. Deborah, I wanted to go golfing.
That's terrible, Lawrence. Stick to
It's very
Robert.
hard to, well, Robert is easier to do.
Raymond gets everything.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Oh, the dude that played his brother has.
Brad Garrett.
Yeah, he has his own comedy thing in a casino in Las Vegas.
Did you
and
go to it?
No, and it
Oh.
looks horrible. It's right next to like Toby Keith's like bar.
Wait, so he's like,
I think it's the MGM it's in.
so he's like, he's in Vegas now? Is that what he does?
Yeah, like
he has a sitcom too on
So-
ABC.
Yeah. How does he do both?
so like they have these posters up of him and he's holding up a sign that it's like him with like the curtains behind him. And he's holding up the sign with his face like, look at me. And he has this like little bubble that says, who farted?
Oh, that's
Yeah, it looks horrible, man.
Damn.
Ooh.
It looks like something my dad would like, though.
I was about to say, don't mock the big dog from Two Stupid
Yeah,
Dogs.
exactly. That's what I was thinking of. I want the bone.
Because we brought this up earlier off the air. We were thinking about Two Stupid
We
Dogs.
were talking about Two Stupid Dogs before you showed up.
Do you remember that cartoon?
It was a
No,
cartoon.
that's a cartoon.
No.
I remember Cat Dog.
I know some
I hated
last
Cat
week.
Dog.
I hated Cat
I
Dog,
couldn't
too.
stand- I don't know what it
got
was.
so pissed when Cat Dog came on.
Oh, dog.
Dog, what's
So I grew up-
wrong with you?
I grew up watching Doug and Rugrats and all that shit.
Yeah, that
Like
was
Rocco's
good.
Modern
Rocco
Life.
was
Rocco's Modern Life was
hilarious.
the best one.
And then like things after that, like Hey Arnold was okay, and then you got like
Prince
the
Xavier's
Angry
good.
Beavers. They weren't great, but
I
it was
liked
I would
them.
tolerate. I
Yeah.
tolerated
Tolerable.
the Angry Beavers, but Cat Dog was just
Not
I
that-
hated it.
Not many people know this, but Owen Wilson actually voiced one of the Angry Beavers.
Get out.
What?
Yeah, I made that up.
I'm a beaver. I eat wood.
Well, you know, one of the
That's how the one beaver sounded,
I'm a
though. The yellow
beaver.
one.
that's the
built
same guy who did the
dam.
voice of the cat
Wow.
on Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Nick Mackay.
Oh yeah. He was one of the Angry Beavers.
Yeah, Cat Dog was one of those ones. If nothing else was on, and then maybe I'd watch it.
Oh, if nothing else was on and I saw Cat Dog,
I would turn the TV off.
I would put on the preview channel and stare at it until I found something else.
So you're listening to the Lawrence Watson Show. We're doing Steeler Hour here.
Yeah.
As we're talking about
This
Cat
is
Dog,
Steeler
Angry
Hour.
We got
Beavers,
into talking
Rocco's
about
Modern Life.
Cat Dog. And what was the best Nick tune?
Rocco.
Rocco.
That one holds up.
Yeah.
Rocco definitely holds up.
And I know people that will. I just don't understand how Rugrats
You know
Rugrats
what?
just became
good.
the show that
mean,
leapfrogged to the most popularity until SpongeBob came along.
SpongeBob is great.
Early SpongeBob is really great. I love early SpongeBob.
Rugrats
The movie's hilarious. You ever seen the movie?
Yeah. Up
It's
until I love
fantastic.
everything up till then.
It's
and then
hilarious.
after that, it kind of starts going down.
You know what? Actually, so Tim, your brother-in-law, he talks about movies a lot, and he was giving a lot of highbrow recommendations.
Yeah.
So it's
Seven
a
Samurai.
Saturday morning,
Godfather.
and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna watch a movie. I'm gonna watch one of your brother-in-law's recommendations.
The Uncle Matt list.
And I decided to watch the SpongeBob SquarePants movie instead. and I had a great time.
What movie did he recommend that you were
I
gonna-
don't remember
Yeah.
which one I settled on. I was like, oh, I'm going to watch this movie. And I
Well,
was
Matt and Doug.
like, I'm going to watch SpongeBob.
Matt and Doug together have been harping on Deconstructing Harry, which is a Woodsy Allen movie.
The Woody
I think
Woody
I've
Allen.
seen that one like years ago. I forget it though.
Well, he says that's Woody Allen's best movie, and I've seen Annie Hall and I've seen Hannah and Her Sisters, and those are all pretty damn funny.
Yeah.
I haven't. It's almost like whenever you get those recommendations over and over and over again from the same person, you
start
just
to hate.
You just resist it.
You
Yeah.
hate the movie even though you haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's like Godfather. You guys and the Beatles. Like I just can't.
No, you like it. If you listen to it, you will like it.
Yeah.
That was the strategy I took with Laura when it came to the Beatles. It's
To
kind of
dating you?
worked. Because I made her watch Hard Day's Night, and she'd never seen it before, and she's like, I don't really want to watch this. Or, I don't really want to watch. You know.
I'm not watching Hard Day's Night.
She really didn't want to watch the movie, but I made her watch it, and she actually enjoyed it, so that was a victory.
Yeah.
I thought Yellow Submarine was better. Puppet Magical Mystery Tour.
I don't think I would ever make her watch that one.
When I was a kid, I didn't like Hard Day's Night because it was in black and white.
There's certain things that you just don't get past.
But-
Black and white.
I don't know what it's about.
what
black
about
and
the
white.
Three
Comedian Michelle Wolf's
Just
voice.
like-
Oh, you know what? I went over and watched Raging Bull recently.
Raging Bull?
Classic film. I put it on, and then I realized that it was going to be black and white the whole time.
Well, what about Young Frankenstein or the Three Stooges or anything like that?
Oh, I love those.
Okay.
I love the Three Stooges.
Well, they are.
So
all
why
in
is black and white such a fucking problem with you?
I don't know. I
wanna-
don't know.
I wanna
when
hear-
the movie comes out in 1980, it should be in goddamn color.
Young Frankenstein
They
came out in
had
74.
color in like the 30s.
I want to hear Jeff's review of like Schindler's List. Like
Too many Jews.
That's really not the only reason he would hate it. It's also.
that's horrible.
All right, so I guess
Bad
some of the
person,
teams that are
Jeff.
interested in Antonio Brown are.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So who's interested in AB?
I think the 49ers actually.
Oh yeah, I saw those Instagrams.
But what do they have to offer? Give us a cornerback. That's the thing about the NFL. You never actually see like very many player-for-player trades, like you do in baseball or basketball
What kind of
or hockey.
what kind of corners do they have?
I don't
over
know.
there in San Francisco.
Probably better than the combination of Artie Burns and Cody Sensabaugh.
Artie Burns is pretty bad, but I don't know.
Well, he's talented, but he has no idea where the hell he's supposed to be. So how the hell do you fix that? Because
Tell him where he's supposed
that
to
it hasn't worked yet.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
Yeah. I think the safeties are all right.
Yeah,
Need-
safeties are fine.
Need an inside linebacker. Probably two of them, actually.
One, well, who was? It's not Bostic. It's the Vince Williams.
Yeah.
He's all right.
He's a good number two.
Yeah,
But the
but
problem.
Bostic is a problem.
But they never attempted to replace Ryan Shazier, who got a spinal cord injury last season, and at least he's up and walking around now.
Yeah,
Get him back on the field.
I don't think that's going to be possible.
I don't think he's going to play again.
Why?
because
I mean, this isn't a Rocky Blyer situation
what is
where
he,
he just,
a pussy
he just
or
got,
something?
Well, you know Rocky Blyer, and I'm going to bury Rocky Blyer here because he buried the Steelers, but Rocky Blyer.
he's going to come after us once he hears
well,
this
well,
episode.
good. Well, good. You know what? Because all publicity is good.
All right.
So Rocky Blyer, this motherfucker goes to Vietnam, gets a little scratch, comes back, trains really hard for 2 years, and then makes the team again, right?
Right.
Totally different than a life-threatening spinal injury.
Why are you yelling at him? It wasn't. He didn't do it. He didn't give Shazier the spinal injury.
Because he always talks about it when he goes to these motivational speaking events. Like he was in a life-threatening situation. He may never walk again.
Yeah, that happened.
So what happened to Rocky Blyer, actually?
He was in Viet goddamn
was in-
Nam.
he
That's
was
what
in
happened.
Vietnam.
Yeah, he was a Viet goddamn Nam.
Got shrapnel in his leg.
A
Shrapnel.
little scratch.
He didn't even get shot or anything?
I think he got shrapnel in his leg.
Yeah.
That's it?
Well, he needs those legs to run the football.
Yeah, but they're still there. Just a little there's metal in them. Be all right.
I just
he
think
ended up winning 4
it's
Super
not
Bowls.
it's not so much the injuries that I have a problem with. It's just that he tends to exaggerate them.
Well, he's always been known as a storyteller.
Yeah, I know, but the
But
exaggerations.
he's a very good storyteller.
I don't deny that.
That's why people pay him to go tell stories in front of crowds.
But now he gives the unrealistic expectation to people that people like Shazier who have injuries like this may come back.
I don't think he's saying anything about Shazier.
He didn't. I'm just saying the idea that he builds up that you can go and get shot in Vietnam.
You're acting like Rocky Blyer has Jeff's attitude. Can we agree that actually he's like one of the most admired steers of all time?
Sure, but sure.
Up there with guys like Palomalu and James Ferrier and who the hell else?
Yeah, but Palomalu.
James Ferrier. Hey.
Alan Faneca! Hey!
Yeah, but Palomalu hates the Steelers right now. So
And then it's like they lit a bonfire underneath their posteriors, and here they come down the field. No, I sang that. Who's Barry Manilow?
Myron Cope for you foreign listeners.
James Ferrier, one of my favorite Myron Cope names.
Alan Faneca was your favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Justin Strelzik.
Well, they tie.
Justin Strauss. Yeah.
Hey! Yoy, Justin Strelzik!
My favorite Myron Cope, Justin Strelzik moment was this is after Strelzik quit playing before he went crazy and died.
Yeah, that was in a movie, you know.
What?
Uh-huh.
Movie.
They covered that in that concussion movie. with
Oh,
Will
it's
Smith.
right,
Damn.
They covered Strelzik and Webster
So,
and all them guys.
as is no secret to anybody from around here, Myron Cope liked to drink on the air.
Yeah.
And he was, I mean, this is what he was telling people. He always drank beer on the air because you don't salivate as much. And and I remember we were in the car with mom and dad and shit. And,
Yeah.
and Myron Cope was just going, Justin Strelzik, he came in, took my beer, and I don't know why. I had the beer on the desk. I don't get the spittle as much. And Justin Strelzik came in and took my beer.
Well, it turns out he was crazy. That's why he was going around stealing beers. Didn't
Stealing-
belong to him.
Yeah, stealing beers and then driving the opposite way on I-90.
Yeah, first he steals.
Engaging the highway patrol in a high-speed
First he
chase.
steals Myron Cope's beer.
It was all
It
downhill
was
from
all
there.
downhill from there.
Then he goes on a high-speed chase and kills himself.
Have we ever thought that maybe it was Myron's beer that caused him to go crazy, and not CTE?
Ooh.
Like Byron just had like a ton of LSD in there.
Hey, I'm tripping balls here. I'm going out of my cranium.
Oh, shit. That's it.
Damn, I wish we could have ended on that.
Oh, we could.
Oh,
Good, but
no, we got
we
no.
still got some more.
All right, this is good stuff.
We still got Timmy's story.
We still got Timmy's story. So now, in a reply,
That was an appropriate place to end the Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's that. We can't go any further from
No,
that.
that's it. Moving on.
In a reply to a recent editorial, station manager Tim Baritone Williams with stories from Tim.
Oh, this isn't really a story. This is more like a therapy session.
Well, then shut up. I don't care.
This is more about me telling you about a life event. So,
Okay.
well, not for me, but like
Wait, is it your life event or somebody else's?
someone else's.
Oh, okay.
Did
You're
your
perfect for
brother-in-law
this
finally get divorced?
No.
Well, then I don't want to hear it.
But
I'm just
this
kidding. Go
is
ahead.
almost worse. So
one. So this will be good.
yeah,
Well, let's go for it.
my dad is getting married
Ooh.
on Monday at the courthouse.
Yep,
Nice.
Yep, diddling-ding, I hear wedding bells, wedding bells.
Get me to the church on time.
But Lawrence, you don't know my dad at all. You
No,
don't-
I've never met him.
You don't know the geyser, as he's affectionately called.
Well,
the
never
what?
sort of met your dad once.
Yeah,
Wait, the what?
the geyser.
The
because he's
geyser.
Guy.
His name is
Guy.
Guy.
Okay.
And whenever he
Same.
makes just a killer joke, they call it a geyser.
Horrible joke.
Oh.
You know how there's like dad jokes?
Ugh.
His
Yeah,
dad
most of my
jokes.
material, yeah.
His dad jokes are
terrible.
like worse than dad jokes.
They're just
That's why they have its own name.
soul sucking.
So
like they're
like
well
my
meaning
stand-up.
and they're very upbeat, but like you leave like questioning if there's like a god and if there's any point to existing after he tells one of his jokes.
I feel very
Yeah,
in
but-
tune with this man.
Okay,
Like
so-
my stand-up set,
Right?
right?
I would
That's our generation that thinks that's bad. But like people are really into dad jokes nowadays.
They are.
But it's people who are younger
find
than
them
us.
charming, but
They haven't heard of guys there though.
Which means that like we could make some like really bad jokes and be dating like 20-year-old chicks.
maybe.
Well,
You could charm some,
I'm making
like,
really
really
bad jokes.
young girls.
dating 20-year-old chicks though, so like we don't need to do dad jokes.
Oh.
yeah.
Okay. Well, here's how I would describe Tim's dad. He's a joyful, friendly individual, but also quite naive.
Oh, we're lacking in social.
Yeah,
Grace's
social
skills.
awkwardness and just kind
Lacking the social graces.
Just
is it?
kind
Yeah,
of.
if you get him on one of his New York stories, like he went on a business trip to New York once, and like he thinks everyone in New York is like a mobster. First off, but anyway,
I love this man. I want
yeah.
to meet him.
He's been dating a Chinese lady the last few years named Lynn, who barely speaks
Man.
English.
Sorry.
And
she can get out.
yeah, so Lawrence, guess what her profession is there? If you had to guess a stereotype profession of a Chinese lady,
Does she build railroads?
She runs a laundry,
Does she run a
No.
massage parlor?
she owns
Nails.
a
nail salon.
massage parlor.
Massage parlor.
They met at a massage parlor.
Oh.
He
Yeah.
massaged her. Wow, that's like a fantasy that people have, though.
Yeah,
You know, like you go and you get a massage, and you
No,
pick
not-
up the chick
not-
that's massaging
not
you.
if you saw her.
Did she give your dad the happy ending?
That's everyone's question, and apparently, I got really drunk one night and,
And
asked
everyone,
them-
and pretty much everybody says probably.
Probably.
She did it for free.
yeah. She's like, I don't know. He says that, but it wasn't like a thing.
No,
but I was like,
that's not
no,
what
it's
it's
always,
That's not what's about Tim. And I just.
yeah, she's not that type of massagist.
Yeah, you know, he just kind
She
of
likes the Camaro and
she did a very good job. I don't know what the problem is.
It's very thorough. job.
yeah, very thorough
She's very good and thorough.
and thorough. Yeah. So
No
there-
Ben Gay for her.
Oh God.
So I'm supposed to be
called
the
a callback.
Yeah.
Call back.
I'm supposed to be the best man at this thing on my day, which is gonna be weird.
Well, you're his flesh and blood.
Yeah, but like I also
You're
kind
his
of
seed.
I kind of had to have the conversation with him. Like, how do you bring up to your dad, like, hey, like prenup? But I did. I was just like, so, like, I guess, like, a concern is, like, how do you say, like, we think she's, like, a gold digger that's going to take all your money, but how do you make that sound nice?
She's
Dad?
a gold digger. She's playing the long con because
Yeah.
your dad isn't that old.
She's also in a pyramid scheme called Jeunesse that makes these, like, health products. And when I kind of said, like,
I want in on the bottom floor.
yeah, well, she's tried to get us in on it. She takes pictures with my
Everybody
nieces
gets it
and
on the bottom
nephews.
floor.
Like little kids, my niece and nephews, like
point of the
drinking
pyramid
the
scheme.
Jeunesse products, and then
You
she like
stay.
posts
It helps
them.
that your nieces
On
and
the
nephews
bottom
are vaguely
floor.
Asian.
Yeah, and they're incredibly cute, but at the same time, I don't know if they should be
Hawking all those-
hawking.
hawking the products.
Yeah. So
Tim, I feel like your family it's more diverse than most families,
it is.
but it's also not diverse enough because it's all the diversity comes from Asians.
Well, I've
And they're
dated,
barely not white.
I've dated black girls, and I'm kind of hoping.
So that's what you need. You need a black girl,
Yeah.
an Indian. maybe?
I
Yeah, but then
dated
Jeff
one
won't like
Indian
her.
girl, and she was nuts.
Oh shit.
But,
Maybe like Middle Eastern.
Middle Eastern. Maybe.
How about Persian?
Persian would be
Oh,
cool.
Mexican.
Though my high school girlfriend was half Persian.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, she was. She was adopted.
Get out.
Yeah.
Malaysian.
What is it? Malaysian? Yeah, that's still Asia.
Nordic.
Nordic. Yeah. I dated a super tall,
German.
skinny girl that with like blonde hair that looked very Scandinavian once too. We looked
How
like
was she in the sack?
she was good. But we probably looked like a little bit like
Hitler's
weird.
wet dream.
Yeah, like just two tall white people walking hand in hand.
As God intended.
Damn right.
And, oh, my dreams have come true. Is the master race?
To make the beautiful white babies.
It
Yeah,
makes you beautiful blonde hair and blue-eyed babies.
she was crazy too.
Someone put on some
Oh,
Wagner.
you met her, the karaoke chick.
Oh,
yeah,
she was-
okay.
yeah.
Too cool for the room. She
Yeah.
was.
She was
Yeah,
a little too cool.
yeah.
I have no clue what they're talking
And
about.
Oh,
did not give enough respect to Star Wars. Even though she was into Star Trek, which
she
are
was a
two
Star
side-
Trek person.
two
She got me
sides-
into
well-
Star Trek a little bit,
Yeah,
so that
Star
was
Trek's
good.
fine, but it's
Yeah.
like two sides of the same coin, man. Why you have to show love?
was
You can
just
like
fucking with
both.
you.
Look, my uncle is one of those types. He's also a Star Trek guy, and he explains to anybody who will listen that Star Wars that liking one does not necessarily equate to liking the other. Liking Star Wars is like liking rock music. He
Yeah.
compared it to rock music. Star Wars is rock music. Star Trek is classical music.
How did I know you're going with this?
Oh God.
because that's what he says.
the thing
it's
I
more
like is more.
refined.
The thing I like is more sophisticated than the thing you like.
Well, it
And
is.
I don't give a shit.
Because
Neither do
Star
I.
I don't
Wars
like
is
either
very
one.
good versus evil, right? Where Star Trek is like what is good and what is evil.
Well, I'm sold. It's more refined, I guess. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Who cares? It's just that that's what he says, and I like the Star Wars movies, and I always kind of found Star Trek boring.
Oh, but when I brought up the pyramid thing,
Oh yeah,
what my dad said is like, "Oh, it's fine. She's been in other pyramid schemes before, and she knows when to get out." And I'm like, "That's even worse." So she's like one of the people exploiting.
so she's definitely a con artist.
Yeah,
To
I
some
don't.
degree, yeah.
I don't think she. Yeah,
I would.
wouldn't say
Well,
that.
maybe I should
You know
say.
what? I'm starting to wonder if this whole barely speaks English thing isn't just a ruse.
speaks perfect English.
Yeah.
I wish.
How else does she do these pitches? You know, when she's trying to pitch the pyramid
I think she
scheme
just
to other
pitches it to
people.
other Chinese people.
Ah,
though.
good point.
In a Yinzuri accent.
Yeah.
Goes down the rail yard and says, "Hey, you like laying track?
God.
I have a way out."
Yeah.
The show is terribly racist.
Yeah.
Our audience
How?
knows the difference.
Our audience knows we're woke.
Well, no, because they don't know that we're like extremely liberal and it's satire is the problem. There's just like some dude in Alabama right now, like, yes, yes, these guys get it.
I do have a listener in Louisiana. However, he's as liberal pretty much as they come. So
Well, then, Newt, you're not helping.
Well, it wasn't racist because, like John mentioned, the rail yard. What was racist was that when he was speaking for her, he pulled his eyes back.
I have actually seen a well-to-do British woman do that, and this was on a vacation with my wife's aunt and uncle who live in a swanky retirement community.
well-to-do British woman.
And,
That explains it.
well,
I should know.
I've heard some things about these people, but anyway, and she was
mean
talking
these
about
people?
she was talking
English.
these people, these pretending to be rich assholes is what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. But this British woman was talking about her son's Vietnamese girlfriend. Any time that she would quote anything that she said, she would do.
Oh
pull
my
the eyes
god, that has to be awkward on
That's
Thanksgiving.
Well, it was March, but. And then later in the day,
we get to
I hope she
Thanksgiving.
did that every time she talked to her. Also.
yeah. But then later in the day, I found out that those two are going broke, pretending to be rich. So I kind of got a great degree of satisfaction out of that.
Serves them right, the bastards.
They're trying to be American.
Good old
really.
American debt.
Yeah.
And my son, who's gorgeous, had this Vietnamese girlfriend, and what she would do is go, "Pay me this, pay me that." That's what she did.
Oh my god.
He did
know.
pull his eyes back that time.
Well, I got
To do the thing.
To
yeah.
But he was
impersonate.
doing an impression of a person who,
who was doing
did
that.
an impression and
Yes.
pulled their eyes
I
back.
was doing a racist impression of a person who's actually
I
racist.
just don't understand why your cock was out though.
Well, that's for dramatic effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should shave.
I know. Believe me, it's a jungle down there.
Yeah.
Learning him way more about John than I intended
I found
to.
a penny yesterday.
And before he makes any excuses, it's not that cold in here.
It's actually quite warm, I think.
She found chewing gum in his pubis.
Maybe she was saving it for later.
That reminded me of our BBC special, investigative special on bars.
Oh
dive
yeah,
bars.
actually, we were talking about this. Tim and I, we got together last week,
Yeah.
and my offer still stands. Timmy, you get the Zoom mic.
Yeah,
We're going
we
in.
Do it. The bar review.
Bar restroom review, wasn't that it?
Or restroom, yeah.
Well, the restroom is like part of the review.
Okay, I think it should be at least half of the review.
The danker, the better.
I'll take the restroom.
All right, so like for example, we went to a place called the Map Room, and the bartender there is very
she's
charming.
amazing. Yeah, she's
Very
great.
charming.
We wouldn't go to that kind of bar because that bar is actually
I think we should start there and then work our way down.
No, we're going to that bar in Cole Center that we went in once in college.
Peggy's.
Peggy's.
I think it's gone.
Peggy's.
Oh,
That's a great name for a bar.
What's the place across from Roy's?
Bob's. We ain't going there.
I don't want to go to Bob's Tavern.
Yeah, we ain't going to Bob's.
Let's do Roy's.
You pull the thing out and then you get like, what's the microphone? Then you get shot. That's it. Go to Roy's. We'll start at Roy's.
They can't afford guns at Bob's. You get stabbed, John.
No, it's they can't afford like their basic needs because they bought the guns.
Yeah, that's usually how it
Oh.
goes with folks like that. Believe me.
Tread carefully.
Yeah.
Jeff threatened my life two episodes ago.
I don't think I did.
There are 3 problems in the...
If he threatens you, you will know it, Lawrence.
That was a playful musing, believe me.
Okay.
There won't be any threats. It will just happen.
So if Jeff hasn't shot me by the next episode, I guess things are okay.
All right.
Yeah, man. So I don't know what to do about this wedding. Anyways, I gotta
Yeah,
go
back to the wedding.
Yeah, I gotta go to the wedding on Monday, which is at the courthouse, and that's gonna be weird.
Yeah. Did you get an answer on the prenup?
Yeah. He's getting a prenup, and apparently there's like a will, or something. He's gonna make a will.
So how did you ask him about that exactly?
I don't remember totally. I think I kind of like pawned it off as like a bigger, like the whole family is wondering.
I'm speaking on behalf of everybody.
The family's been talking, which it's like there's 3 of us too. So
We're a little
it's like-
concerned.
it's my brother-in-law, my sister, and me. So
You
it's
use
not
the cable news strategy where you don't actually say the thing, you just say that other people are saying it.
Yeah, some people say that.
People are saying that.
yeah.
So his affairs are in order, is what you're saying.
Yeah, so I don't feel as bad about it. It's
Okay.
just like a
Okay,
prenup,
well
but-
then he's just got some companionship for a while until.
Yeah, until she takes him for everything.
Yeah, but I had to she's gonna be around for like 20 years.
She already was around.
No, she lives in Virginia though, so we barely.
Well, then they had the
Oh.
perfect marriage. 2 separate houses.
Well,
Damn.
maybe he'll move to Virginia.
You know who does that? Benicio del Toro. Or wait a minute, is that who I'm thinking of? Who's the director?
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo
That's
del
who I'm thinking of. Guillermo del Toro. He lives on like the end of the street, and then his wife lives, and the kids, they all live on the other end of the street.
Yeah.
He has his own house, and he just like goes over there sometimes.
Yeah, if I could afford, that's what I would do.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I want to see the family today.
This is why
There's
guys are so attached to like their stupid man caves, is because, we're not going to get down in the basement where the boys are. That's the only semblance of solitude. And since,
That's where we are right now.
right, yeah,
Yeah,
no.
we're in Jeff's man cave.
Don't
I
ever call it that.
I don't call it. This is the Jeff room.
The
Is what
Jeff's
it's called.
room.
I still say, well, you have a shower down here, don't you?
Actually, I do, but I don't like. It's too small. I don't like the shower stall.
If we get a hot plate, I'm telling you, Jeff, I'll just rent this bottom floor from you.
No, this is my room. You don't understand.
You come down.
You can hang out in the garage when I'm in here.
I'll be having copious amounts of like loud sex, and you can.
I don't care.
Yeah,
about
because you're
that.
such a fucking stud.
I am.
And I'll wire like the cameras and everything.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
In the last episode, John, you told me my ego needed to be checked a little bit.
Oh, we got that out of the way real quick.
What about Tim's?
No, it's good. It's fine where it's at.
No,
guys.
we got to toy with him for a little bit, and then he'll get what's coming to him.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Oh, yeah. We made fun of Lawrence a lot last episode, huh?
We did
And this one.
Yeah, I thought this one was really the.
This one was pretty rough.
I don't think.
You guys gambled on when I would die, for Christ's sake.
That's not making fun of you, though. That's just gambling on when you're going
It's
to
just
die.
trying to make some money.
Yeah.
No,
I
I took
wouldn't
it.
call
No,
it-
I took it last time.
Yeah, you did take a lot the last time.
What did you take and where? No. What
Do you
happened
have the doll out? I'll point to it.
What, how did we fuck with John last time?
We were making fun of he went the extra mile with his whole the Beatles album thing.
Yeah.
Oh, he was
So
over trying.
we were making
He's
fun of
trying
his
too hard.
overachieving.
Yeah.
And then you
Oh,
just
well.
kept going, insulting my life choices.
Of course. Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, but at least you're not gambling on when you're going to die.
They haven't told me yet.
Well, I'm not part of it.
Says
I
you.
would, well, I would tell you, John, you're my friend.
Well, I need
As you
John.
grab the wheel on our way back.
I need John to outlive me. Because when I die at my funeral, I want John like the most inappropriate time to just rip a fart.
I've been
So
known
you
to do
want,
Like
that.
as they're lowering me into the ground.
Maybe we can all do it in like
We could all do it,
solidarity.
yeah. We could-
As
The
we're
21
different
fart
times.
salute.
Well, no, I don't want them all at once. I want like different times.
throughout.
The
Lord
Grand
is my
Chapman
shepherd.
funeral.
I shall not want. He maketh me lie down. Well, I hope you plan to go before 50 because that's when I'm going.
Oh shit.
Do you want
Jesus.
me to? Like,
Massive heart attack, one pant leg on. Never saw it coming.
so, guys, like at your funerals, do you want me to overly grieve? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like, do you want me to like do the thing where like I like throw my body onto yours? And
Yes,
I'm, like
because,
wailing?
you were my secret lover. That's what
Timmy,
it was. That's
I
the
need
secret
you to
that comes
do
out.
black people stuff.
Like,
Black people
sing.
grieving at my funeral.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yes. Yes.
So, like, can I like look at Jeff's corpse and like, you know how people put something meaningful and like,
Yeah.
I just pull out a dildo, like,
No, you put a used condom in it.
This is the last piece of you I have.
You
This
went,
is the last piece of me you'll ever have.
You reach into
went
your
way too
your
soon.
pants in the back and pull out the used condom.
but it's like it's stuck, so it's like getting.
Makes a snap.
You shake it out a bit before you put it there.
the funeral director comes up. I'm sorry, is that lube all over my walls? Oh, don't
Just-
worry, I won't pay for
Then
it.
just right on your face, just
Yes. That's how I want to be buried.
the last money shot.
Oh yeah.
Now I want to outlive Jeff so I can see all this.
Oh, yeah. Jeff, you gotta go first now.
Yeah.
You have the best arrangements.
See, I thought I would be the first to go, but Jeff, it's all on you now, bud.
So what? I think our doctors would disagree.
Yeah, you're in tip-top shape, aren't you?
Damn right I am.
Well,
Now that we're all dying,
yeah, now that we're all dying
And
we're
soon.
dead, and handsome.
mostly handsome but also dying.
I think this is a good spot to wrap it up for this this itineration.
Lawrence, you smell really nice.
Thank you.
What was that about?
Thank you. But
You're all the
I
way over
appreciate it.
there.
Yeah. Well, he's smelling my essence.
Oh, your essence.
Yeah.
My legs are spread open.
Oh,
as you
we're
can see.
we're gonna get so many essential oils out of today's show.
I'm quite warm, so
We're
I've
gonna ring-
started sweating recently.
Yeah,
Wring out his
Lawrence is
shirt
right
after the-
over there.
Bring out his shirt and underwear into a bottle.
Ooh.
We got the olive oil. We got the scrapers. We're just gonna.
So
Tune into our Facebook live cast.
It's an
Harvesting
involved,
Lawrence.
it's a pretty involved extraction process that uses solvents.
shit.
We have to be dressed like we're working in a factory plant.
So I think we fooled around long enough.
Are you fooled around?
We fooled around long enough. So I think that's it for this episode. So for John, for Jeff, for Tim, I'm Lawrence saying so long, everyone. Bye bye.
You made you laugh. We made you cry. We debated when Lawrence was gonna die. It's the Lawrence Watson Show.
Blah,
Hey,
blah, blah.
Lawrence Watson Show.
Blah, blah, blah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lawrence.